Welcome to the online piano class by Ellenberger.Institute. Would you like to be able playing the piano on stage, free of stage fright and with secure feeling? Well, everybody will answer this question with yes. We'll see how it works. You don't need to buy a magic piano playing by itself like this computer piano. You see the keys move like magic. It's much more beautiful to get it done and program your brain. In opposite to a computer piano, we sort of have a burner to burn the motoric movements right into the gyrus. This is these lines on the brain scheme. And we apply the newest neurophysiological methods in my concept. Many pianists develop on different paths. It's like climbing a mountain. This is the famous Eiger North Face and the routes which have developed since 91. My mentality is to go the possibly most direct route, like these three lines in the middle, with this programming concept. So many piano players just learn one piece in a party. They play it at every occasion to show off and get applause, but is that piano playing? Others play some more pieces, but you see from their movements and grimaces that they're fighting with the challenge and they're far from mastering their performance. Even famous pianists are known for grimaces. I'll tell you later when we meet sometime who I mean. There's one which has it very strong and some others a similar way. So if you learn a few pieces in a party, it's not piano playing, or if you make a quick course, play 5 chords in 3 days or what, it's not yet piano playing, and it will just disappear fastly. You need intensive coaching, and without this you just stagnate. The energy with which you began learning piano is wonderful, but you need to guide this energy and put it into a channel of a good method. Advanced players, they learn on the basis of a method which has been approved for decades and will develop their playing technique rapidly. And also the fears of performing will have to be worked on. I can work on it with psychological skills. I'm working, I'll tell you later what I do. And it looks paradox. Everybody who wants to play the piano also wants to perform. And then some people get on this obstacle of stage fright. They are nervous. In German it's called Lampenfieber. It's like fever when you see the lamps of the stage. Now I'll tell you the 5 biggest mistakes of amateurs. They play only famous pieces. They are too complicated and they want to perform them all the way, but they never manage it. And they perform, they play in some occasion without being prepared, and so the very unstable structure they have learned will break down in significant parts. They are practicing working without any system. They have never taken real training, or they even take pills against stage fright and manipulate their bodies by this. I'll show you ways out of this with ease. My name is Wolfgang Ellenberger, and I got a piano diploma and concert exam. Have studied music therapy and medicine. I'm pleased to have studied with Konrad Hansen, so I'm a 4th student's generation after Franz Liszt. And connecting my knowledge from medicine and music therapy with the piano tradition crossover, I found my method, which I call the relativity formula of piano playing. So it makes all technical problems relative. It can dissolve any problem, and the technique will serve the music. I'm working with these top 3 categories of pianists: the total beginner, the advanced player, and the professional pianist. So my earliest beginner was my own daughter at the age of 2. When she just spoke one-word sentences, she learned to read music notes. I was very amazed by that myself. I've had young people who worked intensively and prepared their music studies, professional studies, or they chose another profession and then played less. I teach adult amateurs. Since '91, I'm doing international piano music doc classes in Vienna, London, Heidelberg, and other locations. And people come from all over Europe and the United States and make an intensive 3-day piano class, where I work with professional pianists who already had a piano diploma or already in an international concert business. And it's wonderful to see the results of the coaching when they play the recital for the next time. This is Lucas. I met him as a total beginner when he was a little boy. He was very sensitive and was stuck and in a sort of therapeutic lesson. And we consequently applied the programming method, and he found his breakthrough. And since this lesson, he made a rapid development, and he got his music study at the Academy of Hamburg and became percussionist, studied percussion. And when I met him in the foyer of the Music Academy, he was very joyful and said, "Well, I just passed the piano exam with the best note." And so we were both happy about that. Now he's working in a music school as a percussion teacher and has his percussion ensemble. A great development. This is Niklaus. He's a medical doctor participating in my piano music doc classes and also professor in the medical field, but he was laughed at when he was 10 in a school concert, and that was difficult for him to play in our class. At the beginning he refused it, but then he played in the first evening as well as in the Mozart House recital. That was amazing, and we carried him through this trauma, and he is having more and more fun in further classes. He is playing more and more easily and has fun even performing. So that's the way. This is Kei, Japanese concert pianist, also holding a piano diploma from Japan and a medical degree, and I worked with him the very complicated piece Ballad of Liszt, and he was amazed how we could change the sound of many passages just in minutes, applying the technical principles of the 3-dimensional body movement analysis. Well, think big. I want you to think big and have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Of course, we avoid the mistakes of amateurs, but imagine to get the attention of the audience by playing an outsider piece, which is not that much known, but it's beautiful. There are so many compositions of women, for example, the Clara Schumann and so on. Fanny Hensel, Mendelssohn, Bartholdy. And we take the pieces which you can play at a 80% level, and not the pieces of 130% where you will break down. But at 80% you have reserves and you can play sovereign. Imagine wonderful events and play freely and plan your performances so you're prepared and you feel secure and you have no stage fright anymore. You can have a production system like a production line in a car factory. You put together the pieces and they come out as ready cars, they can drive on stage with them, sort of speaking in this image. Imagine to dissolve the rests of stage fright by a simple breathing exercise and never take any drugs anymore for that. So these were the overcoming of these 5 mistakes of amateurs. How come the players are stagnating often where they are? They get too many suggestions. They should only play the well-known pieces. People want to hear them, and so they believe it, and they're not critical with themselves. They think they can manage everything on their own, like autodidacts. Some of them succeed with that and get up on a big stage, but only some, very few. They get low-level coaching because they don't know where to find a good teacher. The listeners are enthusiastic anyways, because if somebody goes at the piano, it's already an exception in a group of people. Very few people play piano, so the market is great on the other hand. But then the people are uncritical. They don't tell him to work on his mistakes, and he enjoys the applause and even doesn't think to work on his mistakes. And many piano players integrate it in their lives too little. They don't reserve some time for playing and working and growing and stimulate this evolution. So they keep in the level of simple experiences. Or they don't know an approved method. The market is so confusing. There are so many subjective piano teachers. Everybody has a different way of teaching, but many of these are far from having a method or a concept. They're doing it casually. Well, let's compare it with the times in 1901, 2, or 3. About around that time, there was a competition to build the first engine airplane. Look at this mister having a big engine on a very weak machine with very weak wings, and it failed. It was too overloaded with the engine. But the brothers Wright, they were not blinded by the target to put an engine on a plane. First, they built a plane which can glide, a glider. Look at this. And with this first step, they made the thing fly and then added the adequate engine. And they had success. And you know, the brothers Wright then managed to make the first transatlantic flight with an engine piano. They are pioneers. So this is why I told you about the amateurs who play way too difficult pieces and fail. What you need to successfully play is a strong wish to play the piano, an improved learning system, and some studiousness and endurance. Then you're done. That's it. 1, 2, 3. That's it. As a musician, you must be able to count 1, 2, 3. So if you just play a couple of pieces, you're far from being a piano player. So put yourself on this development system and you will develop, and you will have lots of fun and more and more. When and how did you practice the last time? Is it days, today, days, weeks, months, years? When have you played a piece to others? When have you performed last time? Today? Last week? Month? Year? Or what have you done to overcome a blaming experience? You just forgot it? You suppressed it in your memory? Or did you work it out alone or with partner or family or friends or even with your teacher? Did he give you a good coaching about that? How to overcome it? The raw reality is only by practicing you can get forward. Only by performing you can learn performing with freedom. Imagine a virgin talking about sex. You may smile having this thought. So only by performing you can learn to perform with freedom. And reflect now, by whom and what have you been distracted from your wish to learn the piano? Or been distracted just from practicing? Mostly it's a person or some circumstances which inhibit you to practice. Try to optimize it, try to change things, and then it will work out better. These factors of successful players we look at. I've studied with the proven teaching system, there's the great pianistic tradition. They've taken that challenge and follow up. They go for it. They overcome any obstacle, one after the other, until they get the success. That's called the bite. Take use of the progress in technology and modern media. You know, the classical pianists often say, oh, it's unserious to put films in YouTube. Look at Valentina Lisitsa, the great Russian pianist, I guess the best pianist of our times. Her videos have tens of millions of clicks, like pop stars, like Michael Jackson, nearly like that. And this with classical music, that's taking positive use of the modern media. Any other argument is very weak. So they formed their artistic personality. You can see famous pianists fail because of personality disorders, because of difficulties with their personality, with the character. Real artists stay modest and adore the composers and the music. So my teacher Konrad Hansen, he was a living example for that. He worked hard to find out what Beethoven wanted to say, how he, with his music sheets, how he wrote the notes down. And he deeply went into that and found out how he can interpret the music. That was great. So we roll out the red carpet for you. It's leading to the light of the stage. It's leading to the enlightenment of your soul and body. It's enlarging your consciousness. This is what piano learning for me is about. It's a wonderful way to find yourself. With my daughter, she was at the very beginning of her way at age 2, learned to read music notes. That was amazing even for me, very playfully, without pressure. So the piano is growing up with her, she is growing up with the piano. This is Wolf, he has lost the last phalanx of his fourth finger and asked desperately if he can play the piano. After the 3 days course, he played perfect scales in the Beethoven piece, and the audience was amazed. This is Martin, he's a professional pianist, earning more and more money with it, and he's autistic at the same time. There are other guys like this all over the world, but he's amazing. He's living in Munich, and he found out that his rhythmic flow could be improved very much with the best secret for musicians, which I call the rhythmic structure. And I will tell you in this class the best secret for musicians. So you need the right system, the multisensorial music programming, and psychologically working on the causes of your stage fright, of any similar problems. Those two things give you great security, and you can overcome stage fright. the time efficient when you have little time to practice. If you use the method consequently, you need less time to get further. So the music programming is one leg on which my method is standing, and the other leg is the three-dimensional movement analysis. 3 elementary exercises help you resolve any technical problems of piano playing. You sort of learn to play with your entire body, holistic movements. And this will help you also to develop an artistic personality. On any level of skill, it's the same process. So these are my dream clients. Will you be the next client? Here again, the 3 top categories: the total beginner, the advanced player, and the professional pianist. And here's how the process works. Who is this for? Amateurs who love piano music as beginners and advanced players. They want it by all of their heart. Professionals in music, you want to profit from the relativity formula of piano playing. They will distinguish themselves from the competition. When they teach it to their students, they will distinguish from other teachers. Of course, they may teach their students with a method. They make it their own. You make it their own, your own. People who want to share their joy with music to others, yeah, that's the right course for them. People who know they are good and they want to become better and they get the best they can. It's like training for the Olympics. You can get it from me. People who want to bring positive vibration into life, yeah, I'll teach it with their playing the piano. Who is it not for? You just wanted to play around, yeah, better. Go on playing around, and people who make excuses and complain, like to be distracted, maybe by the cell phones. They may want to learn to set priorities and block the distractions and get focused. Yeah, then it's the right course. But if you make excuses and you're still in that phase, then just forget it. People who are stuck in information gathering mode and are not prepared to take action and get results. So think about it if you want to take action. But if you are stuck in information gathering, just go on like that. It's not a validation, it's not a judgment, but it's good to not force yourself if you don't want to force yourself. People who want to stagnate and leave things as they are instead of wanting success and playing the piano, well, just maybe return another time. The better the fit, the better the results. I'm looking for win-wins. So let's talk about it. This is a personal, custom-tailored, one-on-one strategy session with you and me, which I'm offering you. This is where we really begin working to figure out what you want and how to make it happen in the fastest time possible. I must warn you, this time is a factor, and this window of opportunity will not be open for long at all. So, the best consequence you can take out of this is go below right now and click to apply. Apply now and to see if you qualify. Scroll down to this button and click on it. And that's it. I thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to talk to you. See you.